Hello. My name is Michael Hutner. This is the first time that I'm doing this. My phone is set down. I have both hands on the wheels, just so you guys know, and the phone is out in the corner, so I'm not distracted from driving. But I have about a 10-minute ride to work every day, and I just decided to begin filming sort of a video cast of my thoughts for the day. I have class at UIC. I'm a philosophy major, so I'm in a few philosophy classes, and we discuss philosophy on a daily basis. So I will be using these videos as a chance to sort of reflect, give my thoughts for the day on what we've been studying, and just sort of keep a journal, keep track of what I've been doing, what I've been thinking about. And today we were discussing in my 19th century philosophy course, which, by the way, is taught by presumably a Muslim man, a Muslim gentleman. He's a nice guy, and he teaches the course material well, but he's pretty obviously biased when it comes to his philosophy, presumably because of his religion. To give you an example of that, we were learning about Immanuel Kant. The last section was about Immanuel Kant. Today we were learning about Hegel versus Marx, but to just speak about Kant for a moment, he loved Kant. He loved his categorical imperative and the idea of universality and everyone having to follow the same laws, and the whole Kantian vision of ethics. And I think Kantian ethics, Kantians might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me like Kantian ethics is a perfect fit for something like Islam. Sharia law claims to apply to everybody. Infidels, kafir, whether you're kafir, whether you're full-blooded Muslim, whether you're Arab, whether you're Jewish, it applies to everyone equally. You're going to have to follow Sharia law under an Islamic state. So Kant's categorical imperative of the universality of ethics seems to fit right into that. There's no allowance in an Islamic worldview to say that other people can have their laws that are specific to their culture, that are different from Islamic laws. That's just not allowed. But anyways, and I'm sure Muslims, there are individual Muslims out there who disagree with that. I'm sure there are people out there who call themselves Muslims, and I think I know a few who call themselves Muslims, who would say, no, I understand cultural relativity. I understand that certain cultures have laws that pertain to their own people that are good for them, whereas other cultures have laws that are pertaining to other people that are good for those people, and that laws are not necessarily universal. Not all cultures need to have the same laws, then the laws should fit the people themselves. They shouldn't be seen as interchangeable. Not a German is not interchangeable with an Indonesian, So, but anyways, that's a little side note about Kant and Islam. I didn't really plan on saying anything like that, but I just started rambling about it. The next thing that I will talk about is from the same class, the 19th century philosophy class, which has been my favorite class so far, I would say. And today we discussed the fundamental differences between Hegelian history. Come on, these motherfuckers. Between Hegelian history and Marxist history. Now, a lot of people don't know this about Marxism, at least I didn't. They don't know that Marxism plays right into pretty much the debate that consumed psychology for the earlier part of the 20th century, which is the nature versus nurture debate. Marx had a very hardline stance on the nature versus nurture debate. Marx believed firmly that the only way to change a culture, to change a people, to change a nation, to affect progress, to improve a people or a nation, is to change their material conditions. My professor gave this sort of ideology the label of materialist. He's a materialist philosopher, if you can call Marx a philosopher. I would not want to call Marx a philosopher. I can't stand the guy, but that's just my opinion. It's a better opinion than people who like him. But Marx was a materialist. He believes that if you change the material conditions of a people, then their character will change. The way that they live their lives will change. Their spirit, to use the Hegelian term, will change. Now, to understand that, really, I should explain what a spirit in the Hegelian sense is. A spirit, according to Hegel, his technical terminology for spirit, really means the intellectual life of a people, the cognitive culture of a people, the mentality of a people. I'm just using synonyms now, repeating myself, but the spirit to Hegel is the sum total, the collective ideas, thought patterns, values, customs, ways of life, ways of thinking, traditions, beliefs, all of that combined to Hegel is what he calls the spirit of a people. And Hegel's historical view is that it is the spirit of a people that results in material conditions, not the other way around. It is not the material conditions that causes a particular character, but a particular character that causes material conditions to occur. So, just to take an example, I guess, he would say that, for instance, the reason that Western nations like Germany, he was a German, were so successful and productive and wealthy was because they had certain character traits that led to those material conditions. They had certain values, certain virtues, certain ways of thought that inevitably led them to certain material conditions. Marx, on the other hand, believed the exact opposite, pretty much. He believed that it is material conditions that determine values, and all you have to do is change the material conditions of people, and then you will change their values. You will change the way that they think. You'll change the way they identify themselves. You'll change their virtues, their vices, their ways of thought, their ways of life, their every one of their life expressions will change based on their material conditions, according to Marx. And I think this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at, if you take a poor person from a trailer park that was raised without any sense of moral, I mean, maybe they had some sense of morals, but not a strong, organized, sophisticated, and rational set of morals that is well ingrained within them. If they win the lottery, if a poor person from a trailer park wins $50 million in the lottery, they're not suddenly going to act like the businessman who earned $50,000 by working for 25 years building up a business. There's just no possible way. The material conditions of the businessman are the same in that respect as the material conditions of the poor person from the trailer park, and yet nobody in their right minds would believe that they had the same character, that they had the same potential, the same spirit. Nobody. And that's basically what Marx is saying. And that's where socialist ideology all springs forth from, is this idea that if we just give poor people more money, if we just make schools for poor people, if we throw more money at the schools for poor people, if we give them more resources, give them more free stuff, free college, free housing, free all this, then suddenly poor people will become like productive rich people. That's ultimately a Marxist ideology, and that's been the driving force of liberal politics in America today. Change the material conditions, and you'll change the character of the people. And I think that anyone with their eyes open has been able to see that that project has failed completely. Thank you for watching.